Heartily welcome to all of you on our YouTube channel CA Sansar. I'm speaking Stella from CA Sansar. Today we are back within the interesting topic and we're going to discuss about the income tax return free. For that, our special guest is the CA Keshav sir. First of all, thank you so much, sir, to joining us and also giving you valuable time. So, sir will be explaining very well all the information, why we should know about the income tax return, all the information he will be discuss about right now. So now, sir, before we further ado, I having a smallest request to all of you, those who are watching us, to subscribe our YouTube channel and do not forget to like, share, and comment. And if you guys have any doubts, so please drop your comment and definitely we will reply. So now, sir, I would like to invite you to share the thoughts on the today topic.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you so much, Stella, for our introduction. And I think you all know the topic that we are going to discuss today. But the thing is, why it is much of important and why we are discussing at this moment of time. Now is the season for a CA or tax consultant. You will have to file income tax returns. You have to go all the compliances. You will have to work on all the deductions that you want to claim. You have to finalize your backups. I know it's a rush, and you are listening to this is gonna help you. Will value your time that you invest in this, and a very I will really also welcome to every person, individual and CAs who is saying this. I know after the post session, I think you will be updated with the most important knowledges or techniques for filing the income tax return, and a bit of misconceptions we can clear it as well. So let's not take much of time in introduction. We can start directly to why income tax return. What is meant by income tax return and income tax return filing? Look, I think हर बार बोलते नहीं क्या कि यार क्या है इनकम टैक्स गवर्नमेंट का बहुत होता है यार, हर चीज डिक्लेयर करनी पड़ रही है, हर चीज पे टैक्स देना पड़ रहा है, हर चीज पे वी हैव टू, व्हाई इज माय इनकम बीइंग शोन इन माय ईआईएस? बट द थिंग इज इट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. You have to understand that a government is actually being taxed to us because it wants to develop the nation, and there are particular services that we get. It's a whole together different concept. We will talk someday later in in professional way, but for now we can discuss it. Why income tax return we are dealing it? We have to give a summarized detail of the annual summary that of all the transactions we do, of all the income we earn, of all the in property we say, shares we hold, because everything is getting linked to a pan. Now what happens is it's not just a compliance that we have to do, but it can be used if we know about it, if we study about it. It can be used as a tax planning session as well, because we would be able to predetermine it कि हमको इस साल में कितनी इनकम दिखानी है. I know it doesn't sound very good. You have to do a primary business, but sometimes when you have a high income, you won't try to sell the property of at that moment of time. You can hold it on. You can pass it on to other person. So knowing this is very important. At what moment of time we will be doing what things, and that's why we are starting with this session. So why income tax return is altogether an annual summary of our income that we hold. Every penny that we have is been reported. I know it's not practically possible to report every penny that we hold, but still majority that transactions can be traced. And that's why we have been charging the income tax, the tax amount that has been charged to us, and the amount of tax we have been paid. We have to declare all these things to the government. And that's why when the person who is sitting over there, the officer who will review us, he will go through it कि बाबा इसने तो बंगला लिया हुआ है, इसने तो गाड़ी ली हुई है अच्छी खासी, ये घूमता भी अच्छे खासे इसमें है, बट इनकम में तो लॉस दिख रहा है इसका, हाँ कहाँ से रहा है पैसा? That is why they reconcile us with our living style. That is why we have to declare what is the right thing we do. Right income earned, right income that has been reported to the government, and the government has a proper pan system linked to it to understand the income earned out of it. I think I have elaborated too much because I am too much of a person who start to talk who's talk. I will keep it short and get to the topic back. Let's start with the income tax return. A brief thing about me. I'm just a partner at Shahabutra and Associates and have a practice. So let's start. This is the index that we are gonna. These are all the topics that we are gonna discuss in today's session. Income tax return, as I've said you, why it is necessary. It's an annual statement that of the income we earn. But why it is necessary? The document is of utmost important. The ITR we say. You go for a bank loan, the first document he will ask for you, other than your name and Aadhaar card, is ITR copy. Sir, ITR कितने साल का भरा हुआ है, कितना income दिया हुआ है. For even for processing for the tenders, if you have to apply for the tenders, you have to, there is a mandatory document. You have to produce a turnover certificate over there. You have to produce the income certificate over there, and income tax return. That's the basic criteria that we do. So keeping all the things at a very basic level, let's go to the next slide. That what are the income tax updates we have for 25-26? Now these updates are, there is nothing more of a change, but they have been already been changed in the last year. But I will carry forwarding it, and we can understand the basic exemption limit for 1961 and 2005 is 4 lakh. Now the important thing that we can discuss here is, as you all know, the Income Tax Act has been changed. Income Tax Act, which used to be 1961, from the year 1961, has been turned down, and now it has been refurnished as 2025. So when we will start the Income Tax Act, filing income tax return under the Income Tax Act 2025 is from 1st of April 2026. So the conclusion over here is, in March 2026, the last year FY 25-26 return is going to go under Income Tax Act 1961. So the concept of previous year and AY still exists for this kind of return, which we are going to file in July. And after that, when we'll go to 2025, the concept of AY doesn't exist. It's always going to be just the tax year 2026-27, and we have to report accordingly. We will discuss, I will 2025 act in some other session, but for today, let's talk on, and for FY 25-26, what we have to discuss. The basic exemption limit of Income Tax Act has been increased from 3 lakh to 4 lakh. Standard deductions for which a salaried person is going to get is of has been increased from 50,000 to 75,000 for current year. It is going to be 75,000. Now presumptive taxation under section 45A 44AD. What is a presumptive taxation is, if you're not a big businessman, if you have a small business and a turnover up to 3 crore or 2 crore, depending on the criteria that you follow, you will get benefits. You can show a percentage of your turnover as your income and pay tax on it. That's going to be at most majority of our Indian persons or individuals get under this criteria, and it's very easy to file return. The rent, TDS on rent, which used to be 2,40,000, has been increased to 50,000 per month, which is 6 lakh annually. Capital gain reporting has been increased, and all VDA taxation. VDA taxation, there is something very interesting that I'm going to talk in the later slides we have, and it's very important. Cryptocurrency has been booming. VDA, virtual digital assets, we have to talk about. We'll discuss that in later slides. EIS data and ITR form, they have been expanded. Government want to know more about you. Government want to know more details of how you disclose the things. Let's moving on to the beautiful slide, actually the most important one, on how types of ITR that we have, and what kind of ITR should we select. I have a summary of how to select it and the types of ITR. We can discuss the same thing on now. ITR 1, there are 7 types of ITR other than the ITR, belated ITR, or updated return. We'll discuss this later. But Sahaj, the most important one, ITR 1, if you are a resident individual having income up to 50 lakh in India, just note down the points that I am talking about. You have to highlight, you have to understand how to highlight it. The act clearly says it, a resident, a individual, and income up to 50 lakh rupees. You got the criteria. You should be an individual, you should be a resident, and you should be under 50 lakh. You can file for ITR 1. What is the eligibility criteria? Again, that's the eligibility criteria that I have discussed in a very normal way. And the most important thing is, here you should have income from salary, you should have income from pension, you should have income from, should or may, matlab any, it goes should or may. It's not like it's compulsion and this. No, it is like salary or pension, one house property. If you get into 2 house property, you're not eligible for ITR 1. You have to go to ITR 2 again. And agriculture income, if you have an agriculture income up to rupees 5,000 rupees for a year, that's fine. You can file up to ITR 1. Restrictions, a director of a company, you have a salary, you have one house property, you have also have agriculture land, and it's under income under 5,000 rupees for a whole year, but you are a director of a company, you won't be eligible to file ITR 1. You have to go to ITR 2. No. And again, if you're holding any kind of unlisted equity shares, or if you have a business or profession, business and profession is the basic and most important ITR that we file. It clearly goes under ITR 3. You don't have to look forward for any other things. You have a business income, go to ITR 3 or ITR 4. That depends again on the criteria. Now, types of income we have covered, what kind of income we have. An important thing is simple, you should be an individual again. Now let's go to ITR 2. Individual or HUF. You have a HUF, you have an individual, you have agriculture income which is exceeding 5,000 rupees, go to ITR 2. Other than business and you're not sitting in one, you go to ITR 2. Basic, the easiest way to know it. You are not into a business, you're not fitting into criteria of ITR 1, go to ITR 2. You have a capital gain, go to ITR 2. You have director. Now again, there is no directorship in this. I have particularly written this. Why? Because if you are a director in a business, then you go to ITR 3. But if you're not into business and you are a director, then you go to ITR 2 only. So it's a very basic discussion. And I hope I'm providing the most important details that you could, because I don't want to miss you on learning. Idea 3, beautiful. For CS, it's, paisa kamane wala kaam hai. Because majority of a business, people who come to us, they are from business. Salaried income can be filed very it's very easy written idea 1 2. You can file it on your own as well. The government sites are very good to understand. It has you don't have to spend your money. Just make sure that you file it right, otherwise it gets into a defective return and you have to pay more than you have to pay to a CA. It shouldn't be a criteria over there. So business and profession, again coming back to it, if you have it straightforward, go to idea 3. But again, there is a concept, as earlier in this discussion I've said you about the presumptive tax, what 44AD, 44ADA, 44AE. Now, these are the small persons. Do I need to file ITR 3 for it? There should be something for concession for small persons. There have to be something wherein they can be easy filing. They get a easy filing. They don't have accounts to be maintained. मेरे पान वाला है, business करता है, वो ITR 3 भरेगा क्या? उसका इनकम भी अच्छा है, बट वो भरना नहीं चाहता क्योंकि रिकॉर्ड ही नहीं है। सर आता है पान वाला लेके जाता है कोई भी, मैं कहाँ से दिखाऊं? So he doesn't have the books of accounts. Go to ITR 4. You have Sugam. It's a criteria that government looks for us. You can clearly go to ITR 4. You don't have to, you have to fill a particular kind of details which have to be provided. Not every detail needs to be provided over there. If you don't maintain your books of accounts, go to ITR 4. That's very basic thing, but you should follow under the criteria that ITR 4 is eligible up to. As I said, it would be 3 lakh or 2 lakh, 2 crores, 3 crores. ITR 5, the most hectic one now. Let's begin with the big players. Firm, LLP, AOP, BOI, these are the persons who are not sitting under any other criteria. You have to specific, government ने क्या किया है इनके लिए कि बाबा तुमको एक अलग फॉर्म दिया है हमने, उसमें जाने का, तुम उसमें रिटर्न भरने का. It's very simple for you guys. Because you are the big players. You have to go to a criteria that is not meant by all these players, and that's why it has been get at a separate ITR for this. LLP, BOI, other than companies. If you're a company, go to ITR 6. Close your eyes and go to ITR 6. Learn it by your heart. You don't have to look into any other situations as well. And ITR 7, most work we do, for our firm at least, we do in this. The trust, political parties, and others. 44A, wherein I can discuss it. I have it by inside. It's for charitable or religious trust, political parties, 44 194 for 190 139, sorry, I'm so sorry, 139 subsection 4B, wherein your political party, or in case if you're a research institute or medical institute, or university, go under this criteria. You have to file ITR 7. You have to show all the income that you have, donations, grants, capital gains, other sources. It's So you have an income. Now we have decided which ITR you can be filing, and let's go to how to decide. In case if you learned all the things, in case if you got clarity in the last slide, you won't need this. But let me summarize. You have to gain something. We are at CS Ansar, we have to be additional to what every people are saying. How to identify it? Why do we provide this knowledge to you? So it's a very basic chart. In case if you don't understand anything, तुमको नहीं याद रह रहा कि किस में क्या जाना है, सीधा सीधा एक क्वेश्चन पूछो हमेशा खुद को कि क्या ये पर्सन बिजनेस में जाते हैं, क्या हम बिजनेस है, इनकम है हमारा, क्या हमारे क्लाइंट का बिजनेस इनकम है, और बिजनेस इनकम है तो हम उसको ITR 3 में भरेंगे। अगर ITR 3 में उसका बिजनेस इनकम नहीं है और उसका बिजनेस है बट वो प्रेजेंटिव छोटा वाला बिजनेसमैन है, तो हमने क्या डिसाइड किया था, ITR 4 में हम जाएंगे। ITR 4 में 44AD और 44AE के अंदर हम लोग जाएंगे, वेयर वी हैव टू पर्टिकुलर डिटेल्स। Now, what if we don't have a business only? We don't have a business and we have capital gains. I've sold a property. I deal in shares. I don't have any salary. I'm a freelancers worker, and I just get into holding. Uh, you know, I have shares. I have property. I have ancestral wealth, and I'm selling it. It's a capital gain. You can't go into ITR 1, and you can't go into ITR 3 or 4 as well because you don't have a business as well. Now then you go to ITR 2. Now, in case if you don't have any of the above, the one option that we have left with is ITR 1. It's a basic, simple return that we file. And again, other than that, we have what? The big players. The big players comes under ITR 5, ITR 6, ITR 7. Understood how it's gonna be like? If you are a company, go to 6. If you are LLP BOI, go to 1. Or if you are uh, trust or political party, go to 7. Now, mandatory requirements. Sometimes you don't want to file it. समटाइम्स यू रियलाइज कि हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है, शायद हम लोगों को भरने की ज़रूरत भी नहीं है, क्या पता। लेकिन मैं अपने फैमिली के साथ में, मेरी इनकम इतनी ज़्यादा नहीं है, 12 लाख से कम है सर, 4 लाख से कम है, बट मैंने 2 लाख का खर्चा फॉरेन ट्रिप पे कर दिया है। डू आई नीड टू फाइल ITR? You mandatorily need to file ITR. Otherwise, you will get a penalty and a notice from government, from the officers, right? So there are some time of mandatory things, where you don't have a choice, where you have to file ITR. You're not getting any. So there is basic exemption limit. If you're crossing the basic exemption limit, 4 lakhs, which is for current year, you have to file ITR. You have a current account and there are deposits up to 1 crore rupees. 1 करोड़ से ज्यादा तुम्हारा करंट अकाउंट में आ रहा है, भाई बिजनेस क्या है, कहाँ से आ रही है इतनी इनकम आपकी, ये पैसा आ कहाँ से रहा है, डिपॉजिट कहाँ से कर रहे हो आप, शो इट इन द ITR. That's why, when you start to know the objective of what the front person is going to think, you will understand why it is made, why this criteria has been made. 50, अगर मैं सेविंग बैंक अकाउंट है मेरा और 50 लाख से ज्यादा मैं डिपॉजिट कर रहा हूँ, 50 लाख या 50 लाख से ज्यादा, फॉर अ नॉर्मल पर्सन, as a young person or normal person, where you have a middle class income and you are depositing 50 lakhs of amount in a saving bank account, you have to understand, you have to declare what kind of income you are generating. Even if you don't have any income, मैं कोई बिजनेस नहीं है, मैं बेसिक क्राइटेरिया में नहीं हूँ, बट मैंने सिर्फ डिपॉजिट किया हुआ है. Once you deposit, it gets into your AIS. Once you get into AIS, the government has the record. It will ask you, the officers will ask you, you are depositing this much of amount, you are not showing any kind of business, you're not filing your ITR, why you're not doing it, where this money is coming from, let us know. So you understand this. If you know what the front person is going to ask, you will have the clarity of what we need to do. एंड फॉरेन ट्रैवल, जैसे मैंने बोला, अगर मैं 2 लाख का खर्चा कर रहा हूँ, इंक्लूडिंग योर सेल्फ और टू एनी अदर पर्सन, आई कैन शेयर यू द PPT एज वेल इन केस इफ यू वांट टू रेफर इट इन द नेक्स्ट. आई विल आस्क स्टेला टू डू इट. एंड इफ यू आर डूइंग इट लाइक यू आर गोइंग टू अ फॉरेन ट्रिप, 2 लाख से ज़्यादा का खर्चा कर रहे हो, उड़ा रहे हो पैसा पूरा मस्त, यू आर एंजॉइंग इट, यू आर हैविंग अ गुड टाइम, एंड यू कम टू इंडिया एंड रियलाइज यू आर गेटिंग इनकम टैक्स नोटिस ऑफ, बाबा इनकम टैक्स रिटर्न तो भरे नहीं हो, फॉरेन में जाके मजे भी कर रहे हो, पैसा कहाँ से आ रहा है. So understand this. You have to. There are mandatory rules. Electricity bill आ रहा है आपका 1 लाख के ऊपर का. No monetary expense है ये, but criteria that has been set by a government. Business turnover exceeding 60 lakhs, because if in case if your business turnover is exceeding to 40 lakhs or 20 lakhs, you have to register for GST as well, depending on the criteria follow. So if it's getting up to 60 lakhs, the business turnover, you have to mandatorily find an ITR. Professional rate is of 10 lakh, and TDS TCS. If you are having a TDS been, your TDS has been deducted up to rupees 25,000 or more, then you have to mandatorily file the ITR. In case if you file the ITR in fall below the basic exemption limit, you will get the amount as a refund, or you will have to decide if your income is more, you have to pay a bit of more additional tax over it. foreign assets, the most underrated thing. People genuinely miss it out. Last year there were so many cases wherein people had forgotten to declare the foreign assets they hold, and they got a notice from Black Money Act as well, from Income Tax Officers Act as well. And it's a very beautiful thing because I have been dealing with this practically, and I knew कि कभी कभी होता नहीं क्या. I will say you this in कि मेरे पास एक client था. I had a client, this guy, he had salary income. He doesn't know all to compliance. He used to file his software engineer. He used to file his income on his income tax return on his own because ITR 1 was applicable to him. Government guidance was there. YouTube was there. He used to file it. Then he understood that, and I had a client over in this company, and he was at a promotional position. They were discussing, and they got to know कि मैंने इनका बताया था फॉरेन एसेट्स इनको ईसॉप मिले थे. तो ईसॉप मिलने पे होल्डिंग तो फॉरेन की है, फॉरेन का एसेट है अपने पास में. यू हैव टू डिक्लेयर द इनकम, डिक्लेयर द एसेट आई एम होल्डिंग इन द फॉरेन कंपनी. एंड दिस गाय ही डिडंट न्यू इट. ही वाज अंडर द इंप्रेशन दैट कि I need to file ITR 1, I need to just show my salary and that's it. I will have a tax which is already been deducted. I will claim it. I was not getting to know कि उसका ITR form भी change हुआ था. That's why we used to understand this slide where in which ITR form do you need to select. बिकॉज क्या होता है कभी कभी ITR 1 से आप ITR 2 में कब शिफ्ट हो गए ये आपको नहीं पता. वी आर इन टू द कंटिन्यू प्रोफेशन वेर वी अंडरस्टैंड. If you are continue studying it, then it's fine. If you are learning about it, then it's fine. And that's why we are providing this video to you. You be updated over these things, right? Wherein you understand that ki you are no, that person understood that he is no longer into ITR 1 and now he is getting into ITR 2. And he calls me at 11 o'clock in the due date, रात में, midnight, कि सर ऐसा ऐसा हो गया है, you have filed for one of my colleagues, please file my return. And as a strong impression, you have a holding in ESOP of foreign, you have to do a working around it. I don't think it's gonna work in 1 hour, but I knew the calculations. I had the rates as it was the same company, so I did it for him in the last hour, and I charged him because you have to do it for money. गंदा है पर धंधा है भाई, क्या करे, ऑप्शन नहीं. बट ही सेव्ड अ लॉट ऑफ मनी बिकॉज ऑफ दैट थिंग. अंडरस्टैंड द compliance that you do today well within the time is going to save you your money in the long run. You have to don't you don't have to put your money into penalties or notices or justifying other things, right? गलती करो ही मत. और अब बेसिक अगर आपके पास सुविधा है तो, so that's how it goes. And that's why I'm saying the foreign asset disclosures are very important, and if you hold it you have to mandatorily find your ITR return. Now old versus new regime, it's a whole together, everyone is aware about. We always have stay tuned to इस साल में हमारे लिए क्या benefit है, इस साल में हमारे लिए क्या benefit है, क्या क्या चीजें अपन हो सकते हैं. तो just to summarize this into whole thing into one part is, you can get this over anywhere. I can share you the PPT, you can understand it. But the most important thing we can learn from this slide is, in case if you opt for old regime under 1961, you can claim for the deductions you have. And if you don't, if you opt for the new regime, you will get a basic exemption limit which has been escalated, which is like 2,50,000 3, उसका 3 लाख हुई. अभी करंट ईयर में वो 4 लाख की है. 4 लाख की इनकम आपको मिलेगी, बट बेसिक एग्जामेशन आपको मिलेगी. बट उसके साथ साथ ये बाकी के कोई डिडक्शन जो ATC, ATD, HRA, LTA, ये आपको कुछ भी नहीं मिलने वाला है. बिकॉज देयर हैज टू बी समथिंग ओवर इट ना. तो a rule or some kind of limit over it. सब कुछ तो नहीं मिल सकता आपको. So government has increased the basic exemption limit and the tax rate accordingly. मतलब अगर मैं पहले मैं 2,50,000 से 5 लाख तक आता था इनकम में, तो मेरी 5% ऑफ इनकम टैक्स होता था. अब मैं 4 लाख से 8 लाख में जा रहा हूँ तो मेरा 5% चार्ज हो रहा है न्यू स्कीम के अंडर. सो यू विल गेट अ बेनिफिट ओवर देयर एज वेल. द ओनली समरी दैट आई कैन मेक आउट ऑफ दिस स्लाइड इज, if you have too much of deductions, and you can make a comparison chart of new scheme and old scheme, and I think you should mandatorily do it, because you will understand कि आप दोनों स्लाइड में कितना फिर टैक्स पे करने वाले हो, how much taxable liability would you count, and accordingly select कि whether you have to select for old or new. For salary person it is very beneficial because you don't have to you can jump in and out anytime you want, and for business owners it has limitations. Let's move the case studies of common ITR error. Let's summarize this very, most important thing. As I said earlier, रॉन्ग आईटीआर सिलेक्शन सबसे ज्यादा गलती आजकल होती नहीं है, क्योंकि क्या होता है, the software does the work for you. You have to fill in the amounts and the software does the work for you, wherein you understand it and hit select it. But if you are filing it accordingly, as I said, the case for a salaried person where he had selected, he came to know while filing it कि वो ITR 1 अपने को applicable नहीं होता है, ITR 2 अपने selectable है. So why, if you select a wrong ITR, you are processing return under the wrong head, it is gonna be treated as a defective return and it is gonna be nil. मतलब वो डिफेक्टिव रिटर्न मान लिया जाएगा और फिर से आपको कंप्लायंस करते बैठना पड़ेगा एंड यू विल वोंट बी एबल टू एंजॉय द बेनिफिट्स दैट यू will get. So it's very necessary that you understand which ITR selection you have to do. Now, NDA, non-disclosure of foreign assets. Again, the same thing we have discussed earlier in this act. You will get a direct disclosure of direct notice from Black Money Act that you are not reflecting your foreign assets here. You have to do your proper calculations. You have to do a proper reporting for it, and I think you should do it because don't try to hide that is the details that is visible to everybody. Hide details that is not visible to everybody, then you will understand जो चीजें मेरे पैन पे दिख रही है उसको मैं हाइड करके मेरे लिए कोई फायदा नहीं होने वाला है. इट्स गोना कॉस्ट मी अ कंप्लायंस वर्क. सो ई वेरिफिकेशन बहुत बार क्या होता है, नाउ जस्ट बिकॉज वी कैन टॉक ऑन दिस, वी डू दिस वर्क, we file the return and we select the option of e-verifying later. If we don't do it, usually we do so much of work. If you are doing it for yourself, that's fine, but if as a CA or tax consultant you might be doing for many of your clients, and in that moment of time you will realize कि बाबा ई वेरीफाई रिटर्न मैंने लेटर किया था, तब मुझे ओटीपी लेना नहीं था और 30 दिन के बाद मैं भूल ही गया कि मुझे उसका रिटर्न ई वेरीफाई करना है. द व्हाट हैपेंड इज दैट रिटर्न हैज बीन defective return. You're not gonna get the benefit out of it. Now again you have to do the whole process again, right? You missed the deadline again. That's a whole new concept now कि आपने डेडलाइन भी मिस कर दी, भले ही टाइम पे फाइल करके ई वेरीफाई नहीं किया इसलिए आपने डेडलाइन भी मिस कर दी. You have to pay the penalty out of it as well. Missing or pan linking, I think almost your government has been shouting it all together. It has been advertising it कि pan और आधार link करे, and I think you should do it. In case if you're not linked, please go and check this out, because keeping the documents in hand ready with yourself is utmost important for you in this era. No documents, no deductions. Beautiful case. Last year there were so many of the notices which has been declared against by the tax officers against the individuals who are claiming the fake deductions. फ्लिक डिडक्शंस क्या है? एचआरए, मैंने मेरे मम्मी को ही रेंट दिया है, मैंने मेरे पापा को रेंट दिया है और उनका रिटर्न फाइल नहीं किया और मैंने उनका पैन भी अपडेट नहीं किया. फेक डिडक्शन है. सामने वाले के इसमें इनकम नहीं जा रही है, अपने पास में इनकम का एग्जम्पशन दिख रहा है, आई एम क्लेमिंग अ डिडक्शन आउट ऑफ इट. गवर्नमेंट ने सीधा सीधा उनको नोटिस भेजा है कि आपने इतना कम इनकम दिखाया है, आपने फेक डिडक्शन क्लेम किया है, आपको टैक्स भरना पड़ेगा. ऑल्सो यू हैव टू पे द पेनल्टी एंड इंटरेस्ट ऑन इट, राइट? Now fake deductions again goes with mediclaim, ATC. 1,50,000 कौन वेरीफाई कर रहा है? डाल दो भाई, अमाउंट डाल दो, देखेंगे. But government has taken a very good step. The tax officers has taken a very good step. Now you have to add the details of, in case if you are investing in some insurance policy. Now you have to add the policy amount, policy details as well over there, so that they can trace it back. So it's a very beautiful step, and I think if you are doing it, make sure you don't quote any fake policy number 1 2 3 4 5 5 to 6 and you claim the exemption. Your short term benefits are never going to last for long. Make sure you comply it very importantly, make it a priority to comply with the things. And reverse बैंक अकाउंट फिगर्स, कभी कभी अपन बैंक अकाउंट इनकम टैक्स साइट पे अपडेट अच्छे से नहीं कर पाते हैं, एंड देन यू डोंट गेट द डिडक्शन इन योर अकाउंट और यू गेट द रिफंड इन सम अदर अकाउंट, or your refund has been withheld. So don't do it. Claim your refunds timely, make proper declarations and proper amounts. Don't do the clerical errors and incorrect or item. For one thing also, no documents, no deduction as well. When learning the audit, our first criteria, first thing our teachers used to say it, was, if it's not documented, it's not done. It's not documented, it's not done, it's not true. You have to document everything that you have. Get your income tax returns, get your pan, Aadhaar identities, get your cell bills, get your purchase bills, get your deductions bills, you know. So do it very priority, make it a priority to have these things by your hand when you file. A checklist, again the same thing, we don't have much of a time to discuss on the repeated things, so I'm going to skip this. But the important thing again is corrective control. Understand form selections, document, have hold the proper documents with you, data verifications, you know, training and commission, and do consult. In case if you're an individual, do consult a proper person who has a knowledge of it. AIS, TIS, and 26 AS form. The most important mistake sometimes we do while filing the ITR is we don't understand or we don't reconcile with the AIS income that we have. Now, when you have the AIS income, it is giving a comprehensive detail of what income you have, what income has been associated to you, or what transactions has been associated to you over your PAN. Now, you sell a property, you give a PAN number of yourself, and that's why that is been reflected in your AISTS. Now, don't do this कि PAN ही नहीं देंगे भाई, वो आगे डॉक्यूमेंट ही नहीं लेगा आपका. So again, so when you do all these things, you understand that you have to do a reconciliation with the AIS, TIS, and Form 26 as well, because the tax amount that you claim, the income that has been shown to the government, and the income that you are showing should match, should align with yourself. And it's fine that if there is something that is not been reported in the government records and you have additional to you, report it. Don't you make this कि बाबा गवर्नमेंट के पास दिख नहीं रहा है, उतनी इनकम मैं बचा लूंगा, मैं नहीं रिपोर्ट करूंगा. Don't do this, you can get a notice as well. And how actually why the notice get triggered is because you have a mismatch over it. Now, penalties and consequences, the favorite topic of tax officers, not of us. Because if you do a late filing, if you don't file within the particular limits that you have, you are gonna charge with the penalty or consequences amount of suppose 5,000 in total if your income exceeds to 5 lakh, or 1,000 in total income exceeds to rupees 5 lakh under section 234F, that is 5,000. Interest provision, late filing, interest for late filing, short payment, advance tax, short payment of advance tax, deferment of advance tax. You're not showing your proper income, you're not paying your amount as a total deduction, total tax, or you're short deducting your tax, you're filing late, interest provisions applies to you. Penalties again goes hand in hand with when once you start to delay things, government has a list of sections under which they go hand in hand. तो ये भी पैसा भर, ये भी पैसा भरो, ये भी पैसा भरो, because it is our fault that we are not complying to the requirements that we need to comply. Then defective returns section, as I said it to you, under section 139 subsection 9, the refund is defective if mandatory information or verification is missing. If you have the things that has to be shown in it and you're not showing it, it gets under defective return. Again, you have to answer to the officer. Now, notices, you will get notices under section 130, 143, subsection 114. There are kind of multiple sections under which you can get the notices. And why you get the notices? Because if you have something that is mismatched, something that officers think is not right with your income tax return. We have been thinking of raid movie. You get to know why that person get the notice in the earlier in the start of the movie. He get the notice and then he start to work on it. Why does that happen? Because he is not showing the income that he has. उसने सोने के बिस्किट अपने छत पे छुपा के रखे हुए हैं, पर उसका कोई हिसाब नहीं है भाई साहब. वो जब हिसाब निकालने बैठोगे तो ये सब प्रोविजन ऊपर के लगने वाले हैं आपको. लेट फाइलिंग, इंटरेस्ट, पेनल्टी, सब लगेगा. इनफैक्ट आपको मैं बोलता हूँ 300% ऑफ द टैक्स इवेडेड वाला सेक्शन लगेगा. क्या करोगे उस टाइम पे? यू हैव टू पे फ्रॉम योर ओन पॉकेट्स अगेन. So let's get ahead. Due dates and compliance for those who want to file for this year. ITR already 1, 2, and 4 have been started, and the due date is 31st July. And for business profession, it is 31st August, and audit cases is 31st October for ITR. Again, tax audit report, your due date would be 30th September, and transfer pricing cases, it's 30th November for ITR and 30th September for tax audit report. ट्रांसफर प्राइसिंग अगेन 31st अक्टूबर, ट्रांसफर प्राइसिंग सीई का रिपोर्ट देने के लिए. नाउ बिलेटेड रिटर्न, द रिटर्न इन केस इफ यू हैव नॉट फाइल्ड एंड यू आर गोना फाइल नाउ, you can file under the belated return, and due date for that would be 31st December 2026. In case if you miss the deadline of 31st July, and revise return again, if you case if you have done something wrong in your return and now you get to know ki baba the return has been wrongly processed, the government is not very the officers are not very strict on it, they have given you opportunity to be heard, they have given you opportunity to correct the mistakes that has been happened, and that the due date for it would be 31st March 2027. Updated return again, if you have missed the filing for the last previous year, now you can file for them as well. Stra- uh, Practical tax planning strategies: claim all your deductions if you are getting into old scheme, but make sure that you have the proof of it. I can summarize the whole slide into one statement, and that's it. Claim deductions but have proof of it, right? And in case if you are new, claim tax plan, do a planning of your income that you're going to show. Professional checklist, I'll request Sheila to please share this PPT for everyone, because you will I have made this checklist for you guys wherein you can understand what kind of filing documents should be ready by your end, and then we can move ahead. There's nothing more I can discuss in this, and really thank you CS Ansa for giving an opportunity. And in case if any one of you has any doubt or we want to reconcile or want to connect, I'm always available on this number and mail ID. Thank you, Stella.
Okay, all right. So thank you so much, sir. Wonderfully, you explained the step by step, and hope those are watching they understood very well. And if you guys having any please doubt, and please drop your comments, and definitely we will reply you. So again, CA Keshav sir, thank you so much to join us and also giving your valuable time and explain very well.
Thank you. Thank you.